Good morning. I know I'm late. I'm late by like a lot of days. Don't hate me. Like I keep telling y'all, life gets in the way. But look, here we are, even in my road, even in my unmade bed. Today, we are going to get this video out. Right now, I don't even know what it's going to be about, but I know it's time. You know how I know it's time? Because I've been getting text messages and DMs asking about an update. So I think I'm gonna let you guys tag along today. Have absolutely no idea what I'm doing today, but along the way, I'll just update you guys on our fertility journey. I have to do this, I don't know, just something that I do. I light my candles. Sometimes I will start an incense. But you know you're always supposed to trim your wicks before you light a candle. It's a part of my coffee making that helps get my day started. I guess I don't know, I need the vibes, guys. Can't find my cup. My coffee cup. My favorite coffee cup. Okay, y'all better take notes. Y'all asked me about this in the first video. A little bit of milk, and I say a little bit of milk, splash of milk, whatever creamer it is that you're feeling like. Go with this one. Oh, somebody's gonna ask. A little bit more than a splash. So, update on our, excuse me, on our embryos. If you guys have been following, then you know on retrieval day, we got 22 eggs. And out of the 22, 17 were mature. And out of that 17, we froze 8 eggs. They fertilized with my baby daddy, the donor sperm. They fertilized 9, but only 4 took. So as of yesterday, the fertility office called, and out of the 4, only 3 are actually mature. So I got 3 embryos, and they're going for genetic testing, and that takes about like 2 weeks. But at the end of that 2 weeks, we'll know everything about all 3 genetically, and I'll also get to know the sex. And I'm still deciding on if I'm gonna share what the sex of the embryos are, because everybody knows what I want. But if I tell y'all, then I can't have a gender reveal when it's time for me to have my little baby. So I don't know, I'm gonna think about it. I guess we could do a poll, you know? You guys let me know. Should I tell y'all? Should I tell y'all because y'all knows it, or should I tell y'all because it's a part of the journey and I need to share? Let me know. And trying to keep my little immunity high out here in these streets during COVID times. And I'm not telling you to take none of this, don't shot none of this, don't chew none of this, don't buy none of this. Because I can't be responsible for you, but I'm responsible for me. And these are the things that I take and I drink and I do to help burst my immunity. Still trying to decide, what are we going to talk about today, guys? I think, you know, once I get my life together, maybe we should devote today's video to me talking about shit that they need to tell you before you decide IVF. And I mean like little stuff that would be helpful if people would tell you before you decide to go on a journey. I think so. Yeah, we'll do that one. But I gotta get my life together first. The amount of gray hairs I have.
Oh, hold on, sis. Let me fix that.
For those of you who are wondering, this is a little love note from Kennedy. Hence the reason why she's no longer allowed to have anything that is not magical and does not write on magical paper. Getting back to shit that they don't tell you before you start this IVF process. Them birth control pills. Once again, I'm 36. I have not taken birth control pills in probably years. With that being said, nobody told me they was gonna make me psychotic. I was angry for an entire 14 days that I had to take them. Angry. Just angry for no reason and angry at everybody. And everybody hadn't even done anything. But I was mad, not sad, just angry. And clearly it was the hormones that were in the birth control pills. But that's totally not me. Like, chill vibes all the time. Two shits on what it is that you're doing. As long as it's not bothering me, I'm not pissed. But the 14 days I was on that birth control pill, everything, everybody, everything that was done, wasn't done, pissed. Yeah, somebody should have told me that. Would have been maybe more mentally prepared. Next thing, side note, because I know someone's wondering this. They put you on birth control pills prior to starting your IVF cycle, hormone cycle. The whole purpose is just basically to suppress your ovaries and suppress the ovulation so that your ovaries will be ready to basically shoot them up and overload them with the hormone injections later. I know what some of you are thinking right now after watching that clip. No, I'm not an alcoholic. No, I'm not becoming an alcoholic. No, I don't have a problem. I do like variety when it comes to my alcohol. All things except vodka. Like a lot of brown. Sometimes I need variety with my brown and never know what type of tequila I may want for any given shot. But anyway, as you can see, we have some dishes we need to wash. We need to unload this dishwasher. And then I bought the gift wrap paper because last year I decorated my door as if it was like a gift. And I want to do it again this year. Don't know if I'm going to let y'all watch me jack that up or not. But I'm going to wash my dishes. Think about it. So, be right back. I'm going to use this opportunity to tell you guys something else no one told me before starting my IVF process. So before you start your IVF process, or at least once you know when you're going to start your IVF cycle, it may be beneficial for you, if you have it, if your job offers it, any type of short-term disability or FMLA, it is an option for you. You would have to find out how your job requires you to apply for it. But I called the company that my job uses and I told them that I was going to be doing IVF and I would be having multiple days where I won't necessarily need the entire day off from work, but the way my IVF cycle was set up, every 2 to 3 days I had to go and get lab work and I had to go and get an ultrasound done. And some of those days were days that I was scheduled to work. So in order for me to not have to call in and take a point, I filed for intermittent FMLA, and that they approved me for a certain amount of days. And whenever I knew that I was going to have a scheduled appointment, then I would just tell my job, hey, I'm not going to be here for 4 or 5 hours. So I would go to my appointment, and then when my appointment was over with, then I would go to work. And that just gives you the flexibility to do what you need to do for yourself, but yet keep your job and at the same time kind of keep them in the loop and not leave them hanging. other tips for shit that they should tell you before you start your IVF cycle is you are going to have an ultrasound and lab work almost every 2 to 3 days, right? What I feel like was easy and worked out for me is I chose to do all of my appointments in the morning, like 8:30, because you can get there early, you can get your stuff done, and then you can go on and you can proceed with the rest of your day. And my office was like fairly on point. Like I was there on time. I was there about like 5 or 10 minutes before every scheduled ultrasound, and I would literally almost get in within 5 minutes of me signing in the office. And I feel like with like any appointments that I've, like doctor's appointments, I feel like the later you go in the day, it's more risk for the office itself to get behind. So then as the appointments keep coming, they get later and later, as in like getting people in the back. So I kind of felt like if I could be in that early group, then maybe I could get in and get out and not risk the office itself being behind and then I'm behind and wasting my day. So if you can, try to get there early. And then lab, I don't know about your lab, but my lab was slow. So I like to do my lab work first, and then I would go upstairs and get my ultrasounds done. So just try to like plan ahead. So if your ultrasound is at like 8:30, try to be at the hospital around like 7:40, 7:45, like in the laboratory at 7:40, 7:45, because most times they're lollygagging. I don't know what they're doing, but every day that I got my labs drawn, I had to wait in lab anywhere from like 10 to 20 minutes. But it just allowed my day to flow because I could go get the lab work, go to the office, do my ultrasound, and then I could go and continue on with my day. So that's a little tip that may help you. You see me looking up, it's because my neighbor is over here. She's clearly struggling with her Christmas tree right now, and I'm looking, but I'm not trying to look, but I can't help myself because I'm a little nosy. Sorry. Snacks. You need to take snacks. And specifically that appointment that they give you before you even start the birth control. This is the initial visit when they do like your baseline labs, baseline ultrasound, and okay you to then start the birth control, usually like a couple days after that appointment. That appointment lasts for hours. It lasts for hours because you have ultrasound, you have labs, you have to see the fertility doc, who basically goes over everything that you've already talked about. She just reinforces it, make sure this is what you want to do, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then you have to probably meet with, if you haven't already, the financial advisor that goes over everything that you are going to have to pay for that your insurance is not going to cover if you're lucky enough to have insurance. And she verifies that you have all necessary medications to start the IVF cycle, and or medications that should cover the first initial like 10 days of the cycle. She makes sure that you have all of that. Oh yeah, and then you have to meet with the educator. The educator basically tells you and shows you how to draw up your medications and how to inject yourself. So make sure you just leave that day free. Just do the appointment, and when you leave the appointment, just go home and stare at your ceiling fan, because your brain is gonna be on overload. And drink alcohol. I mean, if you're a drinker, because you can drink, don't listen to me, but my fertility office said I could have a few drinks during my cycle if I wanted to. I just needed to stop drinking a couple days prior to the retrieval, but I didn't drink at all the entire length of my cycle. But anyway, at least before you start like that big appointment where they lay it all out on the table and say, all right, this is it, go time in 3 days. If you drink, that's probably a good day to just go home afterwards and just enjoy your day. Find happiness in the bottom of a glass. I straight fib to y'all. There's something else. The bloating, the cramping, and the heaviness that you feel in your lower abdominal region is mind-blowing. So just try to wear light, loose fitting clothing, granny panties, and just try to rotate that 1,000 of Tylenol, because they recommend you only taking Benadryl and only taking Tylenol, and you are going to be uncomfortable as all get out once you actually start your IVF injections and your follicles start to grow. And they also don't tell you that after you finish those birth control pills, I mean, they tell you, but like they told me, but I didn't really like think it was going to be what it was. Your cycle comes. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a little spotting. No, like it was full blown cycle. So not only will you have the discomfort and just agony of a regular cycle, but now you're growing all of these follicles, you're injecting all of these hormones. So not only is your mental state unstable, your body and hormones are all over the place. But specifically the discomfort that you're gonna have in your belly, be prepared for that. Heating pad, Tylenol, loose fitting clothing, and just rest as much as possible. Don't be out trying to run around, be your regular self, do all of the errands, being your regular superwoman. That IVF injection cycle, that's not the time, boo. Like, be as lazy as possible. Like, deliberately be lazy. Get them people on your team that's gonna help you do what you need to do. So what you can do is lay. That's about it. Well, guys, I think we have come to the end of this vlog. I've given you all of the little tidbits that I picked up along the way. If I think of anything, I'll add them down below. Other than that, it's time for me to have myself an evening beverage and enjoy the rest of my day. So, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for hanging with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.